So far, so good. So what? It is in my darkest hour. A very dark hour for anybody who is a fan of hard rock, heavy metal, Metallica, the ABCs of Metallica.
Well, you didn't like that?
From a comedic standpoint, it was gold.
It's fantastic. I love it.
Why do they call it Ovaltine when it's in a round cup? Shouldn't they call it Roundtine?
Yeah. You better patent that before they steal it for book 2.
Right.
Oh, it's for Ovaltine, which Metallica now drinks by the gallon.
Exactly. Because they're old.
Because they're old and their star has fallen.
Exactly. Fallon.
They'll wedge it in just like I just did.
All right. Our favorite gun girl, Caitlin Bennett, is accused of making anti-Semitic statements in quote-unquote leaked messages.
Leaked messages?
Yeah.
Okay. Caitlin
Bennett, who is known as the gun girl from her pictures while attending Kent State University. Well, she was actually not attending at that time. That was actually graduation day, so technically she was not an attendee anymore.
Okay.
From her pictures attending Kent State University, has been accused of making anti-Semitic jokes in a newly released message between herself and her organization, Liberty Hangout. Miss Bennett gained attention from the public after images surfaced on the then college student, again, graduated student, carrying her AR-10 rifle on the Kent State, Ohio college campus for graduation pictures. Using this notoriety, she has gone on to be a controversial figure of the alt-right movement.
Oh, boy.
Why is she alt-right? Because she believes in the Constitution. Why is that alt-right?
Because that's what they claim it to be, I guess. I don't know.
So if you're leftist, you don't believe in the Constitution? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I don't know. You're way more focused on these fucking ridiculous nonsense terms than I am.
Well, again, I just question. It's just like, well, what are you trying to tell us with those terms? What are you trying to say?
Yeah, well, they're trying to demonize. I get it.
Of course, but the thing is if you're exercising your constitutional rights, why does that make you an alt-right person? Why doesn't that just make you an American?
Because you should want what they want.
Oh, I gotcha.
You know that.
Using her notoriety, she has gone on to be a controversial figure of the alt-right movement. One of her most recent outlandish statements included her willingness for women to give up their right to vote so she could continue to carry guns. What?
I'd like to hear how they came up with that.
I don't know. That's bizarre. Honestly, letting women vote in this country wasn't one of the best ideas, she tweeted this week. Females vote with emotion and overwhelmingly support Democrat feel-good policies that take away our actual rights. I'd rather lose my right to vote than lose my right to defend myself with a firearm. Well, I get that. I get that tweet. I get that.
A little bit of a stretch there, I would think.
Well, but that is true, though, that women, a lot of women do not think on a rational basis. It's just an emotional reaction.
Yeah, I get it, but I mean, you can't say, okay, so therefore get in the back of the bus and you don't have any rights.
No. I know she's not saying that. I'm just saying she's just making a point that rather than, have my freedoms taken away because of emotional reaction, I'd rather not vote, but still retain my rights.
Yeah.
That's what she's trying to say.
Yeah. I just like looking at her. I couldn't give a fuck what she says. I just like looking at her.
But now Miss Bennett has found herself in a more controversy after screenshots of private message. Now, if they're private messages, why are there screenshots?
Because she got hacked. Apparently, somebody was looking for those naked pictures of her. Chris Aiken, and instead they got these screenshots.
All right. But now Miss Bennett has found herself in a more controversy after screenshots of private messages from, get this, 2017.
Okay, well, that's
3 years ago.
Yeah.
Were published by itsgoingdown.org, a far left news site.
Shocking.
The site published screen grabs of the anti-Semitic messages that were originally obtained by Colorado Springs anti-fascists.
Okay.
In the message between Miss Bennett and other members of the Liberty Hangout, the group shared pictures of someone and wrote, "They looked Jewish."
What, their tits? Because I agree if that's what she's saying. You could definitely look at a girl and see her big Jew tits. There's no question. I've made that point many times.
Well, that's anti-Semitic, Chris.
Okay,
I can't believe you're making comments like that on the show.
So that would make me what? Racist? Bigoted? What? What label do I get to wear by saying that?
You're going to get us banned from some platform.
Whatever. As long as we're not banned from BitChute, I don't care.
Ms. Bennett, who also attacked Turning Point USA, an alt-right media group, in the messages. In 2018, the woman had a public falling out with the group because she thought they strayed away from the alt-right messaging. One message called the media group Turning Point Israel.
Okay.
Okay. I bet they have a loot, LOOOOTTT, of Jewish and Israel first donors, Miss Bennett wrote, adding she would donate her Christmas gifts to the Jewish country.
So she's pro-Jewish?
I'm thinking that she's making a joke since Jewish people don't celebrate Christmas.
Oh, okay. I'm having trouble following this because other than looking at her, I couldn't give a fuck what she says or does.
Well, they celebrate Hanukkah, whatever, Hanukkah.
Anjobica.
Exactly. Another person then responded to Miss Bennett using 3 parentheses around the word "they" to reference the media group under attack. The use of the parentheses is known as a... I'm going to learn something new here today, Chris.
Me too, apparently. I don't know this.
The use of parentheses is known as an anti-Semitic symbol to highlight people who are Jewish or organizations with Jewish members.
Hold on. I need to go get a butter knife, and I need to pop those keys right off of my keyboard.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't know that the parentheses meant anti-Jewish.
I need to pop these keys right off of the keyboard immediately.
Oh, my God.
What about these brackets? Do they have some... Do brackets hate black people or something?
Well, that's funny you should bring that up because I was actually going to mention that brackets mean black people because brackets are usually used in the basketball thing. In brackets, and a lot of black people play basketball, so the brackets are probably anti-black.
I thought it was because that's what the Asians called them. Brackets.
Brackets. We stay away from the bracks.
I can't tell if he's brackish or not. He looks a little brackish.
Exactly. Other messages followed from members of the group with them expressing how they needed a presidential candidate to deport the lone conservative to Israel.
Right.
This is just dumb. Who spends so much time on message boards and shit like that?
Well, it's just, dude, that's what these people do. They look for fucking controversy. They're just looking for... Caleb Bennett is probably the highest that they're going to be able to go to get attention. So they're fucking throwing this out there to get attention from Caitlin Bennett. and they'll attack her, and then she'll respond because she's one of those that doesn't just take this kind of shit.
Yeah. If Caitlin Bennett wasn't a very attractive girl and wasn't as outspoken as she was, would anybody pay attention to her?
Even if she was as outspoken, if she was a mutt, no one would care.
That's my point.
The only reason they care is because of those large tits.
Yeah. And she's very attractive. She's a pretty girl. She's got pretty face. She's got a nice figure. She's, she makes herself up wherever she goes. So
you could make
if
love
she
gun joke to her and she would get it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Can't wait to get back to being normal Nazis, another group member wrote. See, they're attributing all this rhetoric to her. Some other people say this and they said that. Well, she participated in this, so she must endorse it.
Right.
Previously, the Liberty Hangout faced backlash in 2016 for publishing a Twitter poll asking people if they believed what happened in the Holocaust as we've been told. Okay.
All right. This story is going nowhere fast.
I know. This is trying to make something out of absolutely nothing.
This is like, remember the show Oz? Did you watch Oz?
I watched a few episodes. I did not watch the whole series.
You didn't get far into it.
No, that just was not my thing.
They had a walking maze that was where they would send prisoners to kind of walk off an argument or whatever. They would have to walk around this maze, and it was just a big dumb circle. That's what this story is.
Yeah.
It's a big circle of nothing.
Yeah, I'm trying to demonize this girl for basically nothing, but I'm trying to make something out of it and try to gin up some kind of hatred for her because look at her.
I am looking at her. Oh yeah.
The Twitter page later responded to someone's comment about the poll, writing, "It doesn't seem possible that 6 million were killed. These tweets were later deleted." Okay. Somebody's opinion. Liberty Hangout has remained an active supporter of President Donald Trump on Twitter and wrote this week that the president should be king over Americans. Ms. Bennett recently shared on Facebook a picture of herself outside the White House. She said she was invited to the tour of the West Wing by the Trump administration.
Fantastic.
Okay, and so what is the point?
I don't know.
Look at her. Just look at her. I bet she's friends with Joe Rogan. I'll bet you she's a privileged American.
She's had 4 Rona tests.
Yeah. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
Why are people so caught up with such nonsense?
Because people react to it. Look, we're reacting to it.
Yeah, well, we're reacting to it because we hope, at least in my mind, I don't know your thoughts, but I hope that our listeners would not get caught up in such stupid shit.
But there will be some that'll be like, yeah, fuck yeah, absolutely right. Let me read this. Let me find this article and fucking look it up. That's what they're looking for. They don't care. They're just looking for clicks. That's all this shit is.
I know. It's clickbait.
Mm-hmm. And we're the hook. We're on the hook. We got hooked.
Yeah. But at least we're trying to give people an insight to go, don't fall for this bullshit.
Yeah.
All right, well, here's some more clickbait for you.
All right.
This is something that you and I seem to be experts at, and this seems to be something that our fans enjoy our insight on.
Okay.
Because we, as a collective, all have experienced this or understand it or relate to it in some way.
Right.
Friendships, just like relationships, have the potential to be one-sided and toxic.
Shocking.
But,
oh, my God.
But with friendships, it feels like there's less of a clear blueprint on how to handle things and how to navigate a friendship breakup if you decide you no longer want a former pal in your life.
What do you mean there's... What 20-year-old wrote this?
Yeah, pal.
It's simple. Stop talking to him.
Exactly.
Or just tell him, look, we're done here. I don't want to fucking talk to you anymore. You're a dick.
Yeah.
See ya.
And this can be especially tricky when you're a woman who is friends with, let's be honest, mainly straight males.
Oh, so we're the big demon, huh?
Yeah.
And even more to the point, straight white males.
Exactly.
Of course.
For the most part, our male friends are good lads who treat us with respect. Otherwise, we wouldn't be friends with them, right? Mm-hmm. But occasionally, because patriarchy fucks everyone over, our male friends can make us feel uncomfortable, piss us off, or just not get it. Not excusing it, but they've been socialized differently after all. For many of us, if someone makes us feel uncomfortable, we just tell them. But not everyone has the confidence, and sometimes it's hard to communicate to a friend how they've overstepped their boundaries.
That's bullshit. This is a bullshit. Stop reading this story. Turn to another story. This is bullshit. If they're your friend, you can absolutely tell them anything. If they're your friend, it's when they're not really your friend that you have these kind of problems.
Right.
Because you're not sure that the friendship is strong enough to make it through a fucking quarrel or an argument or whatever.
Yeah, a disagreement or a, different viewpoint.
But if they're your friend, you'll tell them, hey, you're fucking up. and then they'll tell you that you're full of shit. And then you're like, all right, well, fuck you. And they're like, well, fuck you too. And then you don't talk for a week. And then one of you calls and says, all right, are we done with this shit now?
Well, that's the way it should be.
Well, that's how friendships work.
Yeah, it's supposed to be that way.
When is it not that way?
When it's not really a friendship.
Oh, there you go. So that defeats the whole point of the story.
I agree.
Any friend you can tell that they're being a fucking ass. Any casual is where you run into the problem.
Well, this is what it boils down to, and I'm going to just boil this down to a nutshell, and this is what Chris and I have always talked about.
Right.
If you're a chick and you have a straight male guy friend,
mm-hmm.
he wants to fuck you.
Always. Every time.
End of story.
Yep.
And this is what this author doesn't get.
Yeah.
And I know you told me to stop reading this, but I want to break this down because it's so silly. It just made me laugh.
Go ahead, but you're 100% right. That is the truth. Any guys that have good friends with girls, they want to fuck the girl. They always do. I know I do. Stephanie's my best friend in the world, and I would fuck her tomorrow. Opportunity was there.
Right.
And I love Stephanie. I mean, I love her like anybody in my life. And needless to say, if she threw that pussy up there, she'd be getting stabbed. That guy dick.
Right.
That would happen.
But what it is this idealism that, I can be friends with like a regular dude. Mm-hmm. If you're not like some kind of queen or some gay dude or something that just wants to go shopping with you.
Yeah.
That's a little bit different. But if you're a straight guy and you got a female friend that you haven't had some kind of relationship in the past with, mm-hmm. the end of the story is the only reason this guy is friends with you is because he hopes eventually that maybe in the outside chance there might be a chance he might bang you.
Now, you might grow past that, but it always starts there.
Of course.
It always starts there. I mean, you might like right now, I mean, legitimately, I'll use Steph as the example, which I'm sure she's going to be thrilled that I'm saying all this shit on the show, but whatever.
Well,
you know,
see, I don't know Stephanie that well. Obviously I've hung out with her a couple of times, but she's a cool enough chick to where she gets it.
Well, and she knows me. She gets me, to where she knows, I would always respect the fact that she's married and whatnot, and I wouldn't intrude on that. But she also knows, and if she didn't, she'd be clueless, because I even wrote about it in fucking Little Victories, that I absolutely wanted to bang her.
Right.
I mean, Jesus Christ, that's why she can't. If she was some ugly pig, I would never have even talked to her. I would have never spoken to her. She just would have been some other chick on the fucking Facebook that I would have never met. But because she was hot, that's why I wanted to meet her.
Right, of course. It's just like your girl in Lodi. You didn't really pursue that because it was just like, it's just average.
Yeah, it's like, pass. It's not worth the drive.
Of course.
It's like $3 in gas.
Confrontation can be scary.
Mm-hmm.
That's why these women are sharing the things their male friends do that make them feel uncomfortable and that they wish they'd stop doing.
Right.
So I'm going to sum this up before I even read these.
Okay.
Stop pursuing me because I'm not interested in you banging me.
All right. Well, in that case, then go away. We're not interested in hanging out with you.
That's basically really what it boils down to. We summed it up there in 2 sentences.
Yeah. I mean, who really wants to? Yeah. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with having chicks in your life as friends. It always comes to a point where you offend them. Always. Because if you try to include chicks in whatever it is that you do, like just hanging out, you have your guys, have your guy friends over for drinks or whatnot, partying.
Yeah.
And you have the girls, a lot of times the girlfriends or whatever will come over as well. Somewhere in the night, every single time, there is controversy.
Mm-hmm.
Some girl gets offended by something that's said, or they don't like the topic. They don't like if you start talking about, which chicks you want to bang on the TV show or on in real life or whatever it is. They don't want it, then all of a sudden it's, why is he saying that with me here? And is he trying to hit on me and blah, 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 blah. It always turns into nonsensical stupidity. Yeah, always. Like you remember the there's a video out there of me at one of my parties, and the one girl laid on the couch and I poured Jack Daniels.
Yeah, you drank shots out of her belly button.
Yeah, I drank a shot of Jack Daniels out of her belly button.
Yeah, I remember saying that.
Now she, coolest chick known to man. But it of course turned into a fucking problem. It turned into a problem later in the night once a couple beers got going of because I kind of slid my hand up her shirt and grabbed her tit at one point at the same point. And then it was like, he was being so rude, and I was playing along, but it was like, ugh, just stop. I wasn't hitting on you, and you were letting me, you dumb shit. Just stop. It's always an issue. Always.
Of course it is.
And let's be honest. I wasn't there for her company. I didn't even know her. And I didn't invite her over in the first fucking place. She got dragged along and then was part of the party and then was trying to bring it down and was like, nah, it's not going to work.
Right.
Always fucking sucks.
All right. Well, I've only read a couple of paragraphs here.
Mm-hmm.
How many times did I mention feelings in this?
Oh, I'd say about 3,020.
But see, therein lies the problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's always about my feelings.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Number 1 in the list of things that chicks would wish that their quote unquote their male friends would stop doing.
Okay.
One thing that bothers me is feeling, again with the feelings, I'm not really included at times. My friends are my boyfriend's friends, and sometimes I feel like they see me more as their friend's girlfriend instead of their friend, despite knowing them for 5 years. Like if one of them asks or says something regarding both of us, they usually ask him.
Right.
Well, of course.
Yeah. It's
his friend. It's not your friend.
Exactly.
Regardless of how long you've been connected with this guy, that guy, whoever that guy is, he's always going to be your boyfriend's friend. Not your friend.
No, not at all. Dude, that's why I always had the rule for years, and I still kind of have the rule, Stephanie being the lone exception. I never, ever, ever wanted to meet the girlfriends. You know, I had like a 6-month, and I still kind of do. I have like a 6-month policy about meeting anybody's girlfriend because the girlfriends get traded out. You know, they get traded out, and usually it's about the 6-month mark, so there's no use knowing them.
Exactly, because they're not going to be around anyway.
Yeah, so why do I want to build a friendship and then have them fucking leave and then have them use me as the wedge? You know, they'll come and say, well, you're my friend too. Like, I'm really not.
Boy, this was a good topic to pick because you have been caught right in the middle of all this stuff.
I've done all this stuff.
Of course. This is why this insight is good.
You see that they're calling me Harvey Weinstein, like, because I said I grabbed that girl's tits. Whatever. Fine. Care.
All right. Number 2. Talk over me without realizing because they're talking so loud they can't hear anything else. I'm not important. My input isn't important because you're talking so loud, you're not hearing what I have to say.
That's right.
Yeah, we don't care.
Yeah. We really wouldn't care if you weren't here.
So shut your hole.
No, just move along. Shut up.
Yeah.
Have you ever been at a party where you were glad the chicks were there?
No.
Never. I mean, yeah, if you're looking to get laid, that's one thing. Then you need some chicks to be there. But, you know, I mean, just to hang out, if it's just a hangout party, sit around the fire pit in the back and drink some beers or whatever. There's never been a time in the history of that experience where the women made it better.
Yeah, you go, man, I'm glad you brought her. She adds so much to the conversation.
And when they get tired and they're like, oh, I'm going to go lay down in the car or on the couch or whatever. All right. The party's never gotten worse when they go and lay down. It's never gotten worse, ever. Has it?
No, of course not.
And I put this out to all the guys only because I don't really care what the chicks are going to lie and say in this. Every guy in the chat room, that's a truism, right? When the chick goes, they get too tired or whatever, and they go wait in the car or pout or go to bed or whatever it is that they do.
I like the fact that you threw it. They went to go pout.
Well, they do. They do because, you know, they're not going to just leave by themselves. They want the boyfriend to leave with them.
Right.
They never want to just let the boyfriend continue having a good time because they're tired. You know, they want, well, I'm tired, so you better walk me out like a gentleman.
Right.
Blech.
If I'm leaving, you should be leaving.
Yeah, and you should want to leave with me. Bunch of horse shit. This is a fucking awful story. It really reminds me how much I hate fucking chicks.
Right.
I hate them.
All right. Number 3.
Mm-hmm.
It bothers me when guy friends do that thing where they put their hand on your back to sort of guide you or urge you to move in front of them. It has a boyfriendy vibe to me, but I also feel like I'm being treated differently because I'm a woman.
All right. How about this, you fucking skank? Jesus fucking Christ. First of all, any of us with a half an ounce of manners were always taught the very simple adage of ladies first. So you let the woman go first, and you kind of are just like, okay, you go, and you put your hand.
Exactly.
And you just kind of like, okay, go ahead. Do it the other way. Do it the other way and see how you feel. If I look at you and like, fuck you, follow me, and fucking I go first, you'll be absolutely fucking pissed off because you
do you have to walk in front of me like that and leave me behind?
Yeah. How come you're walking so fast? How come we ended up in this spot? How come we're over here instead of over there? I would have gone over there. Shut up. Shut up. We're being polite, you cunt.
And that's really what it boils down to, is the whole manners thing, is ladies first.
It is.
It is. So you're just sort of like giving you the leeway. It's like, okay, ladies first.
And let's be even more honest about it. If you want us to be completely honest here, the reason that manner was put in place was because we like looking at your ass.
But the thing is that if you do that, then of course when they get together with their chicks or their friends, it's like, he was a brutish animal.
Yeah, of course. I don't know what year you're living in that they're saying brutish, but
brutish animal.
Brutish. Jesus Christ, dude. Fresh out of the Popeye generation.
Yes, it was. I like brutish.
No, but I mean, that is the truth. The truth is it's the combination of manners. And back in the whenever they started this horse shit, it was because these guys weren't getting a whole lot of puss and not a good look at anything. So they fucking had the girl walk in front of them. So you get a little look. Get a little look-see and see if they wanted to, I don't know, hit him in the head with a club and drag him home or something. I don't know how far back this goes, but that's just the truth.
Yeah, it's just it more or less boils down to manners.
It is.
That's all it boils down to. I can't believe. Well, here, I'll give you an example. The one that you met, the last one.
Okay.
I would open the car door because that's just what I do.
Yeah.
And she was offended by that because she thought I was trying to work an angle.
You were already fucking her. What more angle did you need?
I have no idea.
You stuck your dick in her pussy. You stuck it in her mouth. What more did she think?
Well,
you were looking
but she said that she looked at that as a what did she use? She used the terminology. She said to keep me down.
Oh, shut up. She was a cunt. I'm glad you fucking should have left her in fucking Pennsylvania. You should have pushed her in the fucking lake.
Right. But that's what she told me, is that I thought you were doing something in order to keep me down.
All right. And what would have gone if you'd have gone the other way and just got in your car and said, fuck you, get in, then she'd have been offended by that too. She'd have been just as offended if you treated her like, hey, like you would me. You wouldn't walk around to your car door and open the door for me.
No, of course not.
You'd be like, it's unlocked, dude. That'd be it. That would be it.
All right. Number 4, falling in love with me and then acting like it's my fault.
I'm going to give them that one. That does happen. Guys fall in love with chicks way faster than chicks fall in love with dudes.
Yeah, of course.
I truly believe that. Dudes, the first time they get a little sniff of puss, they're in love. And that is such a fucking misnomer. A chick is trying to be cool by giving you a little something, and really it has as much to do with the fact that they just want to get laid too. And they want to size you up. That's really, because everybody knows the first time you bang each other, it's fucking never really good. The first time is never really good. So a lot of the time the chicks will throw that shit out there because A, they know we're guys and we want that. And that's the only way they're going to keep getting fed. And B, they want to size you up, see if you got a fucking cock that's worthy of their pussy or not. So they throw it out there early, way before they've decided if they're going to be fucking, in love with you. But guys constantly, oh, she gave me sex. It's the real deal. How many times you had a friend that has said to you, it's the real deal because we slept together?
Yeah, like, I'm gonna marry this one.
Yeah, this is the real thing, man. I can tell. There's something special here. And you know what that means? It means she fucked you. Or she sucked cock. That's all it means. It means third date rule was an actual hit this time. And you know, where most times people fucking have to go 4 or 5 dates, they hit on the third date rule and she sucked his dick.
Right.
She's special, man. I can tell there's something here that I haven't had with anybody else. Yeah, pussy. We get it.
All right, number 5. Picking me up. A lot of them will pick me up and spin me around when hugging me or picking me up to move me out of the way instead of just telling me to move. Some of them stopped after I said I don't like it, but some of them just continue knowing I'm not strong enough to stop them. I don't like it. I'm not a cat or a baby.
So then why do you stick around this person?
Exactly.
If they're doing something that you don't like physically to you, why would you stay around them? That's your own fucking insecurity. I don't like it, but I don't know that I can make another friend, so I better stick around.
Right.
Bullshit. This is fucking pathetic.
Yep.
What's the title of this article? Chicks are pathetic?
The title of this article would be, let me see here if I can roll back. Women are sharing the things their male friends do that make them uncomfortable.
Yeah. Subtitle, chicks are pathetic.
All right. Number 6.
Okay.
Apologizing for swearing in front of me. I swear all the time, and the apology, though probably well-intended, just makes me feel excluded because of my gender.
Well, I can honestly say I can't relate to that one.
Well, again, that's a manners thing.
Yeah, I don't have that manner.
I'm guilty of that. Yeah, I do. I'm guilty of that. It's like, excuse my language, or, you know, of course, the old adage, excuse my French.
I expect them, if they're around me, to deal with me. That part I hold really close to myself. If they're around me, it's no secret who I am. It's no secret how I talk. That's it. Deal with it. I'm not apologizing for shit.
All right. I had one guy, this is number 7. I had one guy for decades. We'd known each other since school and we were great friends. But every time I'd bring another guy around, he'd start doing things like slapping my butt, putting his arm around me, or telling stories that only included us so the other guy would feel left out. He never did those things when it was just the two of us hanging out, so I knew it was an obvious play for male dominance. I stopped being friends with him for that reason. Very toxic and immature.
Well, she's right. It is very toxic and immature. But she's also wrong in the fact that she's not appreciating the fact that he wants to bang her.
Of course.
You know, and that's the whole reason he's being like this. He doesn't want somebody else nosing it. There's nothing worse than when you have a girlfriend, a friend that's a girl per se, that you kind of want to see if you can work your way in, and then she fucks your friend.
Exactly.
That's terrible. That makes you not only hate her, but hate your friend. It really does.
Yeah.
And the only reason a guy would be that way is because he wants to bang her.
Of course. That's kind of why I started this thing off.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yep, that is true. Okay, Number 8. Here's a good one for you, and I got a good answer for this, and I know you certainly do.
All right.
Only talking to me when they are single. I had a good guy friend who is always an awesome buddy. A buddy. That's the worst thing a guy wants to hear from a chick. You're my good buddy.
Yeah. Okay, pal.
Yeah. When I'm in a relationship, but as soon as he gets into one, he's literally out of my life. Ridiculous.
I got news for you. Don't blame the guy. It ain't the guy. It is the girl.
That is true. Because if a guy continued having a friend with another chick, it's just like his life will be made miserable by that other chick. And it's just like, yeah, I can't talk to you anymore because every time I talk to you, my chick makes my life a living hell.
Yeah. No, dude, I went through that with Amy. When I started messing around with Amy, the first thing she wanted me to do was cut Kelly out of my life.
Right.
She was absolutely adamant about that. Had to go. Can't be in my life.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Well, we've told a million stories here on the show that, you know, if you dare talk to another chick, even if it's just casual, who's that? Who is that? How do you know her? Where do you know her from? I told you last week, I told the story about, you know, being newly married and running into a girl that I went to high school with, Connie Payne.
Yeah.
My chick, my wife, made my life miserable for 3 years just on that one incident alone.
You must be sleeping with her, huh? Yeah. You know, because we're all such fucking studs that the minute we meet a chick, they fucking drop to their knees and start sucking. That's how it works.
Exactly.
Hi, what's your name? Oh, Joan? Hello, Joan. Now start sucking. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Where did I get Joan from?
I don't know.
What comedy was that from?
It's subliminal.
I get it. And Joan, are there any Jones anymore? That's a name from the 70s, isn't it?
Joan.
All
right, number 9, demanding that I explain to them the behavior of some random girl I don't know because they are mad. Like, dude, I have no idea why she doesn't want to flirt back with you. Maybe she's not interested. It's not as if they expect me to check the female hive mind it's as if they expect me to check the female hive mind on demand because they're annoyed at the behavior.
I'm going to think about this one for a minute because I am definitely guilty of this.
Really? So you're asking another chick why another chick is acting the way she does?
I've definitely done that a lot of times.
Okay.
Not even once. I'm just trying to. I think her perception of it is wrong. I don't think you ask another chick those questions to try and figure out what's going on with that person. It's more of I'm not sure what to do here, and I want to do the most applicable right thing. So you'll ask another chick, you'll ask your chick friend, if this was what you were going through, what would you think or expect? Or, you know, and I you know, again, since I'm throwing names out, I do this with Stephanie. Even still, I do this all the time. Whenever I meet people, if I come up to a place where it's a situation I haven't been in before, because, you know, as I've said a million times, I lost all my dating years to being married. So, you know, I didn't have all those fuck ups, you know, so I'm making my fuck ups into my 50s. And I'll definitely, if I'm not sure where I'm going with something and I'm not, you know, if I like somebody, if I'm like sort of into them and I want to make sure I don't fuck it up and I want to do something fairly bold, I guess, I will definitely run it through. The Stephanie filter. And she, a lot of times, will have good knowledge for me, you know? So yeah, I definitely do this.
All right.
That one I can admit to being guilty of.
All right. Number 10, most of my good male friends are my boyfriend's friends. Usually they treat me like one of the guys. But around the time last year, my boyfriend went on a work trip for about a week, and I stayed at his place for the week without him. His roommate and his friends treated me totally different when he was away. They were so flirtatious and teasy toward me in a way that they hadn't been before and hadn't been since. I still love those guys, but the experience did kind of reshape my relationship with them.
Yeah, because there's a vagina in the building not getting fucked.
Exactly. Get a clue. They wanted to bang you.
Yeah, and let's just be really honest. There's a lot of stories that start with my husband or my boyfriend wasn't home.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those stories floating out there.
Yeah.
So don't act like you're something, you know, different. there's a lot of times that the boyfriend, and let's also not forget, she's also trying to make you believe that this is a perfect relationship that she's in with the boyfriend. And that might not be the case either. The roommates might hear him fighting every fucking day and think that, well, he's gone. Let's see if I can't slide in there. And we have no loyalty to friends when it comes to pussy. We'll fucking tag the other guy's ass, the other guy's chick immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. Dude, that was the deal with Teresa.
Right.
Teresa had just broken up with my friend Steve. And I just dove right in head first.
Of course.
Fuck it. She's available. I'm going to make sure I get in there before someone else does.
Make sure I get in there before somebody else does.
I did. And I have to admit, it caused some problems with the friendship between me and him. It definitely, he was like, dude, what the fuck? It's like, dude, it's pussy. More do you want me to say? Thanks for breaking up.
So
then
fun.
10 days later, I was like, why did you break up with this bitch? I can't stand her.
Right. All right. And the last one.
All right.
Distancing themselves socially when they get a girlfriend. I've noticed a pattern when my guy friends start dating someone. We'll all hang out as a group and they'll bring their girlfriend over, but my guy friends won't talk or interact with me much.
Yeah, because again, we don't want to fucking take the shit from the new girlfriend.
Exactly. Because she'll make our lives miserable. How come you were talking to her? Do you have something going on with her?
Yeah. And we may not have banged the new one enough to be bored with her yet to where we don't care what she thinks.
Right.
So, if that's the case, then we got to play nice. We got to make sure that they fucking think that they're getting all the attention so that we can get fucked.
Yeah. It's not the guy avoiding you. It's the new girlfriend saying, how come you're talking to her so much? Why are you paying her so much attention? You got something going on with her? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but that if they stay together for a year, that phase usually goes away. That's a phase. Because once they've been around for a year, the girlfriend has been around for a year or whatever, and she's not new anymore, then the guy doesn't give a shit what the girlfriend thinks as far as him having male or female friends.
Exactly.
It's the truth.
It is. All right. Well, that's going to wrap that up.
Well, that story was written by somebody that's absolutely clueless about. She can't have any male friends.
No,
because her friends would tell her that she's clueless.
Of course, she needs to listen to us. We'll tell her.
Listen to us. Any male that's honest would tell her that her points are. I mean, they're legitimate to her, but they're not legitimate to everybody. They're one-sided.
Yeah.
She doesn't hear the other side at all. Everything should be her way. Fuck off.
I knew you'd have something to say about that.
Certainly do.
All right, I think the only way to end that segment there is to play some Whitesnake.
All right.
Some Slide It In.
Slow and easy.
Exactly. All right, here's Whitesnake exclusively here
on your classic metal show.